Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Spider-Man No Way Home video, and as well I guess another Venom Let There Be Carnage video. And today what I got for you guys here is some potential proof that these films are going to connect in some way, and we may see Tom Holland's Spider-Man facing off against Tom Hardy's Venom very soon. Now before we get into everything, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if at any point you enjoy the video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it. It would show your support and I would really appreciate it. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, or if you're hyped for either of these films, then leaving a like would be awesome. Also, if you're new here and you want to keep up to date on both Spider-Man No Way Home and Venom Let There Be Carnage, I got you covered. I'll be reacting to upcoming trailers that we get for both films, especially with Spider-Man No Way Home on the way in December, bringing you guys fun topic videos like this one and so much more. I'll also be reviewing the films when they release, that you can look forward to that. And if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be immediately notified when a video goes live. Lastly, wanted to remind you guys that I am sponsored by G Fuel, and the Venom Let There Be Carnage G Fuel is available now. You can get yourselves the black ooze or the red ooze flavors, which is of course tailored to Venom and Carnage, or you can get those collector's boxes. Just check the link in the description box below, and if you get anything from G Fuel, use code Caboose at checkout. And with all that being said, let's get into this. Okay, so for a long time now, since the first Venom film, people have been wanting to see that crossover between Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the MCU Spidey, and of course Tom Hardy's Venom. Tom Hardy's Venom being a little more brutal, of course, a lot better than when we saw the last time we saw Venom in Spider-Man 3. He's huge, he's monstrous. The only thing that I don't really like about that version of Venom is that he cracks too many jokes, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I don't really like Venom being an anti-hero. I much prefer him being a villain, and that's where we would see him in this setting. If he were to be facing off against Spider-Man, that would be true to form Venom being a villain, and I would love it. Let's also not forget that Carnage is making his first live action appearance in Venom Let There Be Carnage, and he looks amazing. The design is so cool, and imagine the possibilities if we were to see these films cross over to have both Venom and Carnage facing off against Spider-Man. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but it would be crazy. Now let's jump into the evidence. First things first, and I think the most concrete evidence that we have towards these films potentially connecting is coming from an Instagram post that was put up by Lynn Oding, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. He's a stunt coordinator slash director, and he put up a photo of himself next to Tom Hardy. The only thing that was interesting here, though, is that in the photo, Tom Hardy is wearing the production cap for Spider-Man No Way Home. And yeah, the Instagram post has been since deleted. Maybe he was asked to take it down due to all the speculating that's going on, but it's on the internet. It's gonna live there forever now. A bunch of people have shared it, and you can see clear as day that that is indeed the production cap that people wore who worked on Spider-Man No Way Home, and Tom Hardy is wearing it. So could we see Venom show up in the film? Will Venom be one of the multiversal Sinister Six villains? Or maybe there's going to be a post-credit scene that sets up a Spider-Man versus Venom movie. That would be awesome. I think a lot of people can agree that besides seeing the three live-action Spider-Men on screen together all at once, which is going to be amazing, and I literally can't wait, the one other thing that people have been begging for, asking for, and requesting the most out of these films is to see Venom and Spider-Man cross over. And you know what? Sign me up as one of the people that wants to jump on that hype train, because it would be really cool. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the first Venom movie, but the design of Venom is amazing. He can be pretty creepy sometimes, and if he ends up being a full-on villain in this hypothetical Spider-Man versus Venom movie, then that would be the coolest. But okay, let's say you're not convinced that this confirms anything, which, let's be honest, it doesn't confirm anything. Nothing's official until it's official, and you should take all the information in this video with a grain of salt. But let's say you're not convinced yet and you need a little more evidence. Let me take you guys now to a tweet that was put up last night by the official Venom movie Twitter account. And it says here, in 2 weeks, the universe is expanding in Venom Let There Be Carnage, exclusively in movie theaters on October 1st. Very selective wording there, Venom movie Twitter account. The universe is expanding, kind of like how the multiverse was opened up in the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, thus expanding the universe. I think that's all the evidence that I need, at least for myself. You guys can take this in your own way and you can have your own opinion, but for me, I think this this all but confirms that Venom is going to show up in some way in the MCU or just face off against Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the future. Andy Serkis, the director of Venom Let There Be Carnage, was also quoted essentially saying that it's gonna happen. We're gonna see Venom face off against Spider-Man someday, and they're leaving a lot of breadcrumbs here. I mean, if we go back to when the Sony deal was extended with Disney to keep Spider-Man in the MCU, I believe it was Amy Pascal who had sort of hinted at the fact that we may see Spider-Man show up in other properties in other universes. You couple all of that with the Morbius trailer that we got, having that Spider-Man Easter egg in there that hints at the event of Spider-Man Far From Home, even though it's the Sam Raimi suit from Spider-Man PS4, which is super weird. I think that was just a lack of attention to detail more than anything, but you can clearly tell due to what the setting is there and having it say murderer on top of a picture of Spider-Man, they're hinting at what happened in Far From Home. And then you have Vulture showing up at the end of that trailer too. Michael Keaton as the Vulture, which we assume it's going to be the Vulture based on the fact that he played that character in Spider-Man Homecoming. So I think that there's a lot here that gives us the idea that there's going to be a crossover. I know I'm all over the place, but let's gather all the information that we have here. Okay, first of all, of course, just as I mentioned, the Morbius trailer. There's a reference to the Spider-Man Far From Home events with a Spider-Man picture that says murderer on top of it. There is Michael Keaton showing up at the end of the trailer, which we presume is going to be playing the Vulture. Then we have Tom Hardy in a Spider-Man No Way Home production cap, potentially hinting at the fact that he was involved in the movie in some way. We have this tweet from the Venom movie Twitter that says that the universe is expanding. And we have Andy Serkis, the director of Venom Let There Be Carnage, coming out in just 2 weeks saying that at some point we're gonna see Spider-Man face off against Venom. So there's so much here. I think it's happening, guys. I guess time will tell. Venom Let There Be Carnage is out in 2 weeks, and then Spider-Man No Way Home is hopefully coming this December, and maybe we're gonna see post-credit scenes in both movies that set up this Spider-Man versus Venom movie. My fingers are crossed, but now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Based on what I presented for you here today, do you think it's enough evidence to confirm that we're gonna see this crossover, or am I reaching? Or am I going a little too far here with the theories? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.